So this was the worksheet which we were doing yesterday. We left at question number 9 we need to do. So question number 9 is draw a Venn diagram to represent two sets A and B, where A set is given. So although we have written the elements yesterday, but let's write down the elements again. So can anyone tell me what would be the elements of set A? Set A is x such that x is even number less than 10. So what will be the elements of set A? Ji Hashim?
2, 4, 6, 8.
2, 4, 6, 8. Even numbers less than 10. Right? 2, 4, 6, 8. And B is x such that x is a multiple of 3 and less than 10. So multiple of 3 less than 10. Ji bete, Hashim is only raising hand. So please
3, 6,
reply
9.
to this question. 3, 6, and 9. So the elements of set B are 3, 6, and 9. So now we need to draw Venn diagrams representing different information. Venn diagrams to illustrate A union B. So one way of, yesterday I was also telling you, just like one way of solving, let's say we solved simultaneous linear equations. And in first term, we solved them through graphically. So we made graph of the linear equations and we reached till the answer. Another way of solving those linear equation is mathematical solution, which we will learn in this term. So same is the case here. One way of finding A union B is that you write it down mathematically, just like we did yesterday and day before yesterday in the class. Okay, you can calculate or you can find out the elements of A union B, A intersection B, A minus B, and B minus A. But this time they are not asking you to do it in the set form. They are asking you to do it using Venn diagrams, right? So we will draw Venn diagrams and we will represent these different operations. So I'm opening the whiteboard so that we can make Venn diagrams. All right. So we have two sets. Set A is 2, 4, 6, 8. For better understanding, I'm using the sets as well. Sometimes sets are even not given. You can still use Venn diagrams to represent these operations. The second set was 3, 6, 9. So we need to represent first operation, which is A union B. First of all, we need to draw the Venn diagram of these two sets. So what are the three different types of Venn diagrams we know? What are the three different types of Venn diagrams we know? Anyone? First type of Venn diagram is called overlapping sets. When the two sets are overlapping, when there are some common elements between the two sets, but the sets are having their own elements as well, right? That situation is called overlapping sets. Then the second is called disjoint sets. Disjoint sets are the formation when the two sets are not having any common element, right? So the third is subset. Subset formation is when one set is completely part of the other set. All the members of one set are part of the other set. So that situation is called a subset formation. So now, first of all, before making the Venn diagram, we need to see that out of these three types, which type is followed here? Like, what is the relation between A and B? Are they overlapping, disjoint, or subset? So what do you think? What do you say? What kind of relation A and B are having? Disjoint, subset, या overlapping? 8th class?
Ma'am, overlapping.
They are overlapping sets. Why? Because this 6 is common. So 6 will be written in the overlapping area. Right? This is the area where the two sets are overlapping. So we will write down the common element here and the non-common elements here. 2, 4, 8 They only belong to set A, so they will be written on this side. And 3 and 9 only belong to set B, so they will be written in this area, right? So overlapping situation basically divides the set into 3 different categories. What are those categories? This middle area is the one which is common between the two sets. This area is this only area for the elements which belong to set A. And this area is basically, so the area ki bajaye we use a word region. So this region is basically only for the elements which belong to set B, right? So now we need to shade A union B. We need to represent or illustrate कि what is the region belonging to A union B. So we know that A union B means all of these elements. So we will just shade all the, like this all. So how we are going to do that? We will just shade this all to represent or to illustrate A union B. So when we will do it in the notebook, we can use lead pencil to shade the area, right? So these two will be shaded completely to represent A union B, right? So this is how you need to illustrate through Venn diagrams that how or which area or which region should be shaded, right? So the second operation is A intersection B, right? So we'll draw the Venn diagram again and we will see which area to be shaded, which region to be shaded. So I told you just now there are 3 regions, right? So in the first part A union B, because union ka matlab yahi hai, the common elements, so this region will be shaded. Then the elements belonging to A, so this region will also be shaded. Elements belonging to B, so this region will also be shaded. So all the 3 regions were shaded. Now A intersection B is should be having only the elements which are common between A and B. So which region to be shaded? Which region we should uh, shade for A intersection B? We will only shade the overlapping region, this region, where the 6 is. So even if the sets are given or sets are not given, we will always shade the region common, like the common region or the overlapping region for the intersection, because that is what intersection is, right? So I have a question here, 8 class, that what if this is a case when, the two sets are overlapping. So, all right, let's discuss the other sets later on, right? So then the short shaded area will be this. So let's do the third one. Third one was A minus B. So now this is important. A minus B. So the same situation, right? 6 is coming in the middle. 2, 4, 8. This is set A. Set B is 3, 9. So now A minus B. What do you say? Which region to be shaded out of the 3 regions we are having? A minus
Ma'am,
B.
A region.
The A, like the
Yes.
complete A? Complete A?
No, ma'am, except
Except
6.
6. Very good. So A minus B, अगर हम mathematically देखें तो A minus B का answer was were the elements of A which are not in B. It means that the common elements were gone, right? So common elements are, there are no common elements in answer, but elements of A. So elements of A only, right? So B के elements, ये वाला region तो answer में आ ही नहीं सकता, because B के elements तो हमने answer में लिखना ही नहीं है, A minus B के. This cannot come in the answer as well, because common elements get deleted, remember? So then only this region will come. This is the region of A minus B, right? Out of those 3 regions, this region will be shaded only, right? I hope this is making sense. So, bete, those who are doing metric or O levels, this concept is important for both. Don't think कि ये हमने आगे जाके पढ़ना नहीं है. This is important concept of O levels as well as metric. Metric में भी ये third chapter है पूरा आपका sets के ऊपर. ठीक है? So it's important for everyone. So the next one is B minus A. So B minus A, there are 2 overlapping sets again. So now who will tell me 2, 4, क्या था? 8, 3, 9. So which region we need to shade now? B minus
And
A.
the B region, the 76.
The B region this time, right? B minus A में A set के elements तो आ ही नहीं सकते, and the common elements are also gone. So this region will be shaded, this one. This is the region of the answer, right? B minus A. I have placed numbers in the sets also, so that you are having an idea through mathematically, like if you solve B minus A, the answer is 3, 9. So that will also give you an idea that this region should be shaded, right? So, or visually you need to remember, if the two sets are overlapping sets, so always these regions will be shaded for these four operations. But if the two regions, now this is the question for you, what if two regions are disjoint sets? So do you think the same shading will be followed? If the sets are disjoint sets, so do you think the same shading will be followed or there would be some changes? Hmm. What do you say? Ashman, Narmeen, Waleed, what do you say, bete? Do you think for subset formation or for disjoint sets, the same shading will be followed or there would be some differences?
Or differences.
There would be some differences, right? For example, A intersection B may, if the two sets are disjoint sets, so then no area would be shaded because there is no overlapping part. There is no common area. Okay, so disjoint may A intersection B is empty set, right? So there is no area which we will shade. So you need to remember that. Okay, this situation or this shading is only for the overlapping sets, not for disjoint or subsets, right? So this is the answer of question number 9 of this worksheet. So now let's move on to question number 10. Question number 10 is a different type of question because sets are not given to you. It's only the numbers we know. So the question is, in a class of 30 students, 18 like basketball, 12 like football, and 7 like both basketball and football, right? So draw a Venn diagram to represent this information and answer the following questions. So if you will draw this Venn diagram correctly, so the answer to the questions is, it's very easy to answer those questions. So first of all, we know that how many sets are there? There are some students liking basketball and some like football. So how many circles we need to draw? Two.
Two.
Two circles, right? One for the students who are liking basketball and the other circle for the students liking football. And because there are some students which like both of them, so that's why it means that this is overlapping sets. The two sets are overlapping and I have made this. So this is like, for example, those students who like basketball. So now you can see instead of A and B, we are having a meaningful sets. These are the students who like football, right? So there are 12 students who like football. Sorry. There are how many students like basketball? 18 students like basketball, 12 students like football, and 7 students like both. Is this the correct formation or is there any problem? What do you say? Is this right or there can be some problem? Because I know there are total 30 students. Is this the correct Venn diagram? Or there is some problem with this?
Ma'am,
Total
there's
students in
problem.
the class are, there is problem.
Ma'am,
Total
there is
students
problem.
are 30. But if we write like this is the information of the question. 18 students like basketball, 12 like
Ma'am,
football, and
there
7
should
like
be
both. But if we add
11.
them all, तो ये
Ma'am,
तो 37
what's the problem?
students बन जाते हैं. So what's the problem? What is the thing we have missed? Hashim, you were saying something.
Ma'am, there will be 11 for basketball and 5 for football.
That's right, because this seven, you basically जो 18 students and they like basketball, but in में seven students more हैं those who like both of the games, right? So we need to minus them. We need to minus the seven. The 18 are the total students who will come in this circle. So these, including these seven students who like both the games. So we need to subtract seven to get the students who only like basketball, right? So there are 11 students who like basketball. So same is the case here. We will minus 7 from 12 also, because 12 students are those students who like the football, who are coming in this whole set. So we need to minus these 7. So there are 5 students who like only football. Ji Waleed, was there any question?
No, ma'am.
All right. So now let's check how many students are there. If there are 11 students who like basketball only, 7 students like both the games, and 5 students like football only. So how many students are there? 11 plus 7 is 18. 18 plus 5 is 23. But we are having 30 students in the class. What about the remaining students? What about the remaining students?
But 7 are 2 time. 7 are 2 time.
नहीं, two time तो नहीं है ना, वो एक ही student है, which is, which like foot, like if you Hashim likes to play basketball and football, so Hashim is one student. It's not like there are two
But,
students.
but in both
ये
categories,
seven
1 plus
students
1
हुआ है.
count.
Sorry.
मैं उनके दोनों categories एक ही बच्चा count होगा.
हम्म. देखिए वो बच्चा तो एक ही है ना, 30 स्टूडेंट्स में वो बच्चा तो दो दफा नहीं है ना.
लेकिन दोनों categories में एक ही count होगा ना, क्योंकि समझे अगर likes है तो बास्केट और फुटबॉल है तो दोनों में एक ही लाइक होगा.
बेटे लाइक्स आर समथिंग एल्स, लेकिन स्टूडेंट्स तो 30 है ना. वो स्टूडेंट तो दो दफा काउंट नहीं हो सकता ना. स्टूडेंट टोटल 30 है. चाहे एक स्टूडेंट को दोनों गेम्स पसंद है, लेकिन स्टूडेंट काउंट तो नंबर ऑफ स्टूडेंट तो एक ही है ना. नरमीन, you want to say something?
Ma'am, the rest of the students aren't in either of the circles. They're in the box because
They
because
are in
they
the box.
don't like sports.
Excellent. So you got the hint, because I have made this box. You can see this box is they are the students. It's not written in the question that every student like one of the game. So the rest of the, how many students were left? 18 and 5, 23. So there are 7 students which will come outside those boxes, outside those circles. These 7 students does not like any of the game. Okay, maybe there are 7 girls in that class. Are you able to understand? Right? Is that making sense? Because we need to, we need to see, or we need to see where the 30 students are going. There are 11 students of the class who like basketball only, and there are 5 students who like football only. But there are 7 students in the class who like both the games. But if we add all these three numbers, so this is not adding up to 30. It means that there are some students who are not liking any of the game. They don't like basketball, they don't like football. And it is not written in the question that every student has to like one game. Okay? So we will say that 7 students there's not like. So now let's answer the questions. And this will give you, like this will make the sense to the Venn diagram we have made. So how many students like only basketball? How many students
11.
like only basketball? 11 students. So this is clear from here, right? How many students like only football? Only football.
5.
So there are 5 students who like football, because only football is written. अगर यहाँ पर ये only का word नहीं होता ना, अगर यहाँ से पूछते how many students like football, तो फिर हम इस 5 में ये 7 भी add करते, right? Now how many students like neither of the sport, neither sport? So how many?
7.
7 students. ये वाले 7 students. They don't like any of the game, right? So is it clear? Right? So now moving on to 11th question, the last question of this worksheet. For 3 sets P, Q, R, where P is equal to ABC, Q is equal to BD, and R is equal to CDE. So now this is very important. We need to draw the Venn diagram, label the regions, use it to find out the elements of this operation. We will do it later on. First of all, we need to see that what kind of relation these three sets are having, right? So what do you say? What is the relation between P and Q? This is set P, A, B, C. This is set Q, B, D. So what kind of relation P and Q are having?
Overlapping.
Overlapping, disjoint, all right, overlapping. So I'm writing O for overlapping. Okay. So now what kind of relation Q and R are having? Q and R. Q and R.
Overlapping.
Overlapping again, right? So now what kind of relation P and R is having? P and
Overlapping.
R. It is also overlapping, right? It means all the three sets are overlapping sets. So how we are going to draw? P is an overlapping set to Q. R is overlapping set to P and Q also, right? D is there. So this kind of situation is there. PQR, right? Are you clear why the three circles are overlapping each other? Is it clear? Is it
Yes.
making sense till this point, right? So if there is, for example, some change, like for example, if this D is not here in Q, so then the formation will be changed, right? But for your level, I hope they will not give you this kind of complications. So now let's put the elements in the sets. Let's see which element will go in which region. Achha, when there are two sets, two overlapping sets, so basically there are three regions, right? We have just discussed. If there are two sets, there are three regions. If there are three sets, so how many regions are there? Can you count and tell me how many regions are there?
7.
7.
7 regions. So just look at this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So this is how, fast sets are growing. If there are three sets, there are 7 regions. So if there would be 4 sets, so there would be more regions. They are exponentially growing. They're growing very fast. So now let's see which elements will be written where. P and Q. So between P and Q. अच्छा अब ये आपने याद रखना है. Just let me explain this. This is the region. I will raise it later on. This is the region. Can anyone tell me what is this region? This one. ये वाला. इसमें कौन से elements आएंगे?
Ma'am, A and C.
A.
नहीं, like elements
Only
only
A.
belonging to
P.
set P,
P.
right? ये वो
Not
elements
seven.
होंगे which only belong to set B, P, not to any other set. ठीक है? Similarly ये region क्या होगा? ये वो region है which is only belonging to set Q. इसमें सिर्फ Q के elements आएंगे. वो elements जो सिर्फ Q set में है, किसी और set में नहीं है. अगर for example as we can see the Q के दो ही elements हैं. B is shared with P and D is shared with R. So इसका मतलब Q के अपने कोई elements नहीं है. So this will remain empty, right? So similarly, this is the region, ये नीचे वाला, this is the region where the elements which only belong to R will come. Now look at this one. What about this region? This one, where I'm putting a cross. This is the region which is common between P and Q, right? The one where I'm placing this cross. So this is the region which is belonging or which is shared by P and Q. So the common element of P and Q will come in this region. Same is the case here, P and R. So this is the region where the common elements of P and R will come, right? Similarly, this is the region where the common elements of Q and R will come. Is it clear? So now what about this region, the center region? इसमें कौन से elements आएंगे? Which elements will come in this region?
None.
In this one, the middle region. इस region में कौन
No.
से elements हैं? नो वन नहीं, लाइक कौन से आने चाहिए, लीव दिस फॉर नाउ। इसमें कौन से एलिमेंट्स आने चाहिए विच आर कॉमन इन P, Q and R,
Which are common in all
all
three.
three of them, right? Which are common in all three of them. So that is how this shading would be done. So now let's write down the elements. Let me just remove this all. All right. So now what will come in which region? So what is common in P and Q? What is common in? पहले हम common elements लिखते हैं. अच्छा, तीनों सेट्स में कुछ कॉमन है? नहीं, तीनों में तो कुछ कॉमन नहीं है. इसका मतलब है द मिडिल रीजन विल बी एम्प्टी. नाउ व्हाट इज कॉमन इन पी एंड क्यू? पी एंड क्यू में क्या कॉमन है? बी. सो बी विल बी रिटन हियर, राइट? सो नाउ व्हाट इज कॉमन इन क्यू एंड आर? क्यू एंड आर के बीच में क्या कॉमन है? डी. तो क्यू और आर के बीच में क्या आएगा? डी आ जाएगा. नाउ व्हाट इज कॉमन इन पी एंड आर? पी एंड आर के बीच में क्या कॉमन है? सी. So C will be written here. There is nothing common in all three of them, so we will leave this area empty, the middle one, right? तो P के अब अपने elements क्या हैं? अब देखें, we will start with the overlapping area. अब हमें पता चल रहा है P, B and C we have already written. So the left is the only element which is left is A. अब देखिए इस P के circle को, इस P के circle में A, B, C, all three of them are present, right? So that means कि P set is completed. Now Q में देखिए, Q के circle में, this is the circle for Q. Q के circle में B और D already हैं, इसमें कोई element इसका अपना नहीं है, ठीक है? So there will not be any element written here, ठीक है? Remember that in set we don't repeat the elements, so you cannot write any element repeatedly here also. So then comes set R. Set R में अभी देखिए कौन कौन से element already हमने लिख दिए हैं. ये set R का circle है. इसमें C and D is already written. So what is left?
E.
E is left. Is it making sense? अब आप और करें तो overall अगर आप इस पूरे Venn diagram को देखें, so we have written there are only 5 elements A, B, C, D, E. So हमने 5 elements लिख दिए A, B, C, D, E, right? So the common elements will be also be written one time. So how to write Venn diagrams? First of all, you need to write down the common elements. सबसे पहले आपने वो common elements लिखना है which is common in all the 3 sets. If there is nothing common in all the 3 sets, then you need to start writing the common between the 2 sets, right? So I hope this is making sense. Is it clear? Is it making sense? Grade 8?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right. So that's great. So now we need to fill the last one. Label the regions. We have already labeled the region. Use it to find the elements of P union Q intersection R. अब देखिए, we need to find out. So there would be some mess in this Venn diagram. So I'm using a lighter color ताकि हमें कुछ idea हो. So first of all हमने क्या find करना है? हमने find करना है P union P union Q intersection R. हमने इसको कहाँ पे फाइंड करना है? हमने इसको वेन डायग्राम के ऊपर फाइंड करना है. Q इंटरसेक्शन R, ठीक है? हमने इसको सेट्स के थ्रू नहीं निकालना. दे आर सेइंग यूज वेन डायग्राम टू फाइंड, यूज इट टू फाइंड. यूज इट का क्या मतलब है? यूज वेन डायग्राम. सो फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आउट ऑफ दिस वी नीड टू शेड Q intersection R. So what is Q intersection R? This is set Q, this is set R. And what is the intersecting area? This is the intersecting area. Right? This one. Can you see? This is the intersecting area, na? Right? Can you see the shading I have done? The light shade. Is the shading visible? Like this one? This
Yes,
area is shaded.
Ma'am.
All right. जी बेटे. ठीक है? This is the shaded region of Q and R. So this is the answer of Q intersection R. Right? So now we need to find out P union this. So P union mean all elements. इसका मतलब है this whole P will come in the answer. This whole. Because it is union ना. ठीक है? So union means all the elements. So इसका मतलब है ये सारा elements भी आएंगे. Because it is a union. So if you want to represent it on the Venn diagram, just shade all this. Or if you want to write down the elements from this shading, so you can write it down. Only E is not coming. So इसका मतलब है इसका आंसर क्या आएगा? इसका आंसर is A, B, C, D. A, B, C, D, all four of them are coming in the shaded region. They are coming in this. You might not see them now, but this is the shaded region. So it's just like हमारे पास, this is the alternate for the sets. Venn diagrams is another way of representing sets, right? So whatever we are doing through sets, we can do the same through Venn diagrams. So now this is the shaded region of, ये किसका shaded region है? P union Q intersection R, right? Any question? Anything you cannot understand? Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So, but I will give you homework also today. So you can solve those questions. If you cannot like solve any of the question, you need to tell me. So there are still, I think so, 5 minutes. So let me share the screen again. I want to discuss one more thing before assigning you the homework. So actually, just 1 second. Let me share the screen again. So this is like the questions which you need to do. We are skipping those questions for now because we will revise this topic again and then we will solve the questions from book. So actually this is chapter 12 of NSM 2 8th edition and exercise 12B. First 10 questions are included, right? So you can check them out also. So there is this question. Let me, write down the question also. Or if just give me a minute, I can just open the book. Just give me a minute. If I can open the book, that would be great because you will be able to see different questions. This is chapter 12. I think so, second last chapter of book ka. So you will go straight to the end. It's page 368. 368. All right. So this is, acha, ye dekhe 12A. 12A, I hope you can see the screen, everyone. Yes? 12A was the exercise which you have done in grade 7. ठीक है? Although I have started with this exercise, मैंने इसके सारे concept आपको revise कराए हैं. So you can attempt this, बल्कि आज मैं आपको बल्कि यही homework देती हूँ 12A के questions. So that you can, just go through these questions. There are total 11 questions. And you can just review or revise your previous concepts quickly. ठीक है? This is exercise 12A. So I will give you this exercise as a homework. You can just solve it on this page. I will share this page in the class group. Or you can, just write down the answers. It's totally up to you. You can edit it. Okay. So now comes exercise 12B, right? So just look at this one. Worked examples. ये कर लेते हैं. Work practice now 3. So let's solve this question together, right? So question is, it is given that what is this notation? Can you guess what is this notation? This is
Is it
another way of writing. Sorry?
is it a universal set?
That's right. So we write universal set with a U, or we can use this symbol, right? This symbol is also used for universal set. So this is a universal set, and this is set B, right? So first part is list all the elements of universal set and set B in set notation. So this is written in set theory or set notation form. We need to write it in element form. So can anyone tell me x such that x is an integer between 1 and 13? 1 and 13 inclusive. What does this word mean, inclusive?
It means 1 and 13 are also in the set.
That's right. Inclusive mean included. ठीक है? Exclusive mean excluded. ठीक है? इससे याद रख ले. Inclusive mean that they are included in the set. So now that I know that this universal set is basically containing elements from 1 till 13. Right? 1 till 13. So but they are integers. तो अब मैं क्या करूं? They are all integers. Integers between 1 and 13. So what does that mean? Integers between 1 and 13. So should I write down the negative numbers as well?
No.
No, because 1 and 13 में negative numbers तो है ही नहीं. ठीक है, अगर इससे back side पे जाते ना, just remember the number line. Number line पे if this is 0, so 1 से 13 के बीच में है universal set इस range में. So the negative side is not even included. So this is meaningless writing that x is an integer, because अगर आप ना भी लिखते तो integer लिखने से कोई फायदा नहीं हुआ, because negative numbers are not included. So now this one, x such that x is a prime number. So what are the elements of set B?
2, 3, 5, 7, 11,
2,
13,
3, 5,
5,
7,
11, 13.
11, 13 and so on.
आगे continue अब उसके हिसाब से
Continue कर दूं?
ना
जी?
करें
क्यों?
यूनिवर्सल सेट के हिसाब से उतरे सही है.
That's right. ठीक है. ऐसा नहीं है कि 13 के बाद you will put 3 dots to show this is in this set is not infinite set. Although ये लग रहा है x is a prime number, तो हमें लग रहा है कि वो prime number तो सारे prime numbers हैं. Actually no. When the universal set is there, I told you already also, if the universal set is there in the question, so that the rest of all the sets are subsets of that universal set. इसका मतलब है in this particular question things cannot go beyond this universal set. 1 से 13 number से बाहर हम नहीं जा सकते, ठीक है, because the question is limiting the values. ठीक है, हम इससे बाहर नहीं जा सकते. So now we have done that. List all the elements we have already done. Draw a Venn diagram to represent sets, universal set and B. So universal set is the box outside. So हमने इसको Venn diagram के through show करना है. So the inside will be set B. So this you can just put the elements, right? From the Venn diagram list, all right, let's do that. B के elements are 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, right? So बाकी सारे elements यहाँ आ जाएंगे ना. 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, then 10, 12. ठीक है, ये सारे elements outside है. अब उन्होंने कहा use this Venn diagram, list all the elements of B complement. B complement क्या होता है? Universal set minus B. इसका मतलब है ये सारे elements 1, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 12, they will come in B complement, right? These outer values, they will all come in B complement. So describe the sets B complement in words. Describe set B complement in words. So set of composite numbers less than 13.
30.
ठीक है, right? So set the values of n of universal set. State the values of n. मैंने आपको बताया था ये n of universal set का मतलब है number of elements in universal set. How many elements are in universal set? There are total 13 elements, right? How many in B? In B we are having 6 elements. And how many in B complement? In B complements we are having 7 elements. ये जो representation है ना, this is number of elements of this set. ठीक है. Now lastly they are saying is number of element in B plus number of element in B complement equal to the universal set? Definitely it would be. ये मैंने आपको पहले भी बताया था. Why do you think it is? Because ये one, this means the elements belonging to set B This means that element does not belong to set A, और वो definitely दोनों मिला के क्या बनेंगे? Universal set, right? So इसको we already know that complements में this is the case. In complements, you can just add the two, add the set and the complement of the set, and you will get the universal set back because the universal set का difference है ना, ठीक है? So I hope this is clear. This is what we have done already. Okay. So we will do the questions of 12B later in the class when the school will open. Okay. So we will start with this exercise. First 10 questions we need to do. We will do it in the class, inshallah. So from tomorrow onward, because we are having 2 more online classes, so we will do time then. Okay, bete? So that's all for today. Thank you for